the city. What's going on, St. Louis City fans? Welcome to another episode of Soul of the City. Today I'm joined by Chris and Jonah, and today is Monday, July the 24th, and St. Louis were just defeated in Columbus by the Crew in pretty disappointing fashion, you could say. Guys, what did you think of the match?
Pretty disappointing.
Yeah, we got outplayed.
We posed it in the pregame about how hard would we try in Leagues Cup.
Not very hard.
I don't know. It was like a half-hearted attempt.
It was a B-class lineup, without a doubt.
Yeah.
No Berkey, no Parker. Leuven starting again, which always feels good. That was definitely a bright spot, I think, in today's performances. But other than that, this was kind of a B-list squad that we put out there in the Leagues Cup in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, That being said, I do think that, the coach's job is to rotate periodically through the season. So, I saw a tweet that said over half the team had over 9 starts, which, that's pretty seasoned, for a B team. But, yeah, I mean, we definitely don't have 2 A teams to rotate between, if that makes sense.
Carnell seems to think we do.
Yeah. Well, and after seeing, and we're totally in our first year, and it's, we're top of the Western Conference, and it seems like we're going in the direction of, well, let's just try to win the Western Conference, which if that's the plan, I can get behind that. But it seems like these additional tournaments, both the Open Cup as well as Leagues Cup, I think Carnell has kind of dialed it back a little bit for those for those trophies, for those external game factors.
Do you feel like we dialed it back for the U.S. Open Cup? I feel like we had our lineup that we were sticking with, and then Klaus got hurt, and we didn't know how to adjust to that.
That's true, but I think that first Tuesday game that we had, or the Wednesday game or whatever against Chicago, you could tell it was definitely second string.
Mm-hmm.
It was the players who had not really gotten starts yet. I'm pretty sure Isak Jensen started his first game against
And I think where it's
possibly.
the most noticeable is the defense.
Yes.
Nervinsky, Nelson, Bartlett, Bell is I think the A squad is Watts, Hebert, Parker, Yarrow at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a completely different backline, and no Berkey. It was, I felt like the defense was where it was really noticeable.
Yeah. I will say something that I noticed today was Bartlett. I feel like he had that stopper role today, with Bell kind of staying back.
Mm-hmm.
And every time Bartlett stepped forward to challenge a ball in the midfield, every single time it seemed like he would just get passed up easily.
And then they were on the break.
And then they were on the break.
Yeah.
Bartlett's running back, chasing his person that he's supposed to be marking. And yeah.
It really just did not feel like there was a lot of defensive chemistry. And I think this back line was the first time we'd seen all of those players together.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of showed. I could see Bartlett occasionally trying to call out people for coverages, but ultimately, those above half-field challenges really caught him out multiple times.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about Nerwinski being the captain after Leuven got subbed off?
Who else would you give it to?
Yeah, who else would you give it to?
Yeah,
That's what
I don't
I'm
know.
thinking.
Leuven really is the captain in that scenario.
Yeah.
No Berkey, no Tim Parker, no Leuven.
I mean, who? Vasilev probably has the most minutes played, but he's
Is he
20.
that guy?
He's 22.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
look him
there's
up.
no way he's seasoned enough to earn the band.
Blom is probably too quiet. He's still out there.
I could see Blom being the captain, truthfully.
I mean, I could too, but I mean, I think Jake Nerwinski's definitely I think he's 28. He's played in the MLS for a few years. He definitely has that experience to back it up, I guess.
I would actually vote for Blom, the general, to be the captain.
True.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I would take Miggy.
No way. He's not ready.
He's not ready for it.
Dude,
Not
it doesn't
ready.
matter the age. It's about the presence and what you mean to the club. No, it's not true. Jake Nervinsky, I imagine, has more of a leadership role than anybody else on that team.
Yeah.
Everybody else is either too quiet or just not
not
a guy.
experienced.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of Ben in this game.
I thought people probably dogged him a little bit harshly. I think he had some really good saves in this game and kept it from being like 4-0.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, so first,
he had that one.
No, he had several great saves.
The free kick, though, I was like,
I don't think he could see the ball, and
and also Celio moved.
Yes,
yeah,
that
that was
off
such
the
a
near
weird.
post.
Yeah, and just like
That's
gave
right
it to
where
him.
he put it.
Gave
Yeah.
it to him. Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're gonna give me that?"
You wonder if that was like pre-worked out, if he was going to do that, or like
But why?
if
though?
he just
Like-
decided to stand at the post and then decided by himself to leave the post. Like,
Was he trying to draw like an offsides trap?
I guess.
I don't know.
To
I don't
cover
know.
the short ball being played to the other player standing over the free kick, like,
But he also, maybe. But he also just joined the wall.
well,
So-
like not he wasn't he didn't. I feel like
Yeah.
if he would have joined the wall compactly, he would have had a better shot.
Yeah, agreed.
At
because
blocking
it
it.
went in between him and the wall. So
Yeah.
like,
It went right where he was standing
Yeah.
originally before he moved.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I think Lund, he had 7 saves in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think he kept us from getting embarrassed.
Yeah.
honestly.
very serviceable goalkeeper. Pretty good Berkey replacement.
Yeah, I think 2-1 is not a accurate reflection of how well the two sides played.
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
it was so
And there was
one-sided.
no XG that we were able to look at after
That's
the
true.
game either, which I feel like that would have been a huge indicator. I think people were saying like it was relatively close on Twitter. It was probably on the XG a blowout.
Yeah,
It didn't feel close watching it either.
yeah,
Like, and when you think about the big chances in this game,
which we can get into in a second.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like first minute, boots a ball up, bounces around some Columbus defenders, and then it just falls to Leuven, who has a pretty good look at goal there, and
Mhm.
probably our best chance of the entire game, in my opinion.
I think there's that Gio chance late in the game that I think is
Mhm.
better. But this one was like, if we had scored this would have been such a great game.
Yeah.
Such a great start to the game. It would have just energized us. I mean, I think the first half, our press just looked so slow and like low energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if that had gone in, it would have been the energy we needed.
We also could have sat back and just defended,
Yeah.
but that is not how it went
Played
down.
out. Nope.
Yep. So then 10th minute, the free kick we were just talking about with Celio, Zelarayan just puts it bottom right corner, and I don't think Lunt can see it.
No chance he sees
The
it.
only chance we have of stopping that is Celio not leaving the post.
Zelarayan was looking crispy today. I
Yeah.
will just say Columbus 100 and 500% the side St. Louis was today. Like
Mm-hmm.
far and beyond, they were like entertaining to watch and possessed the ball well. They looked the better side.
I mean, the thing is, they played their like 18.
Their squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Nagby. They had Aiden Morris, who was just at the Gold Cup. They had
Cucho
Zelarayan.
Hernandez.
They brought
Cucho
Cucho
Hernandez.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
actually,
a-
no, he started. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show how deep the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference is. Like this team is in sixth place
Yeah.
in the East,
Mhm.
and they are terrifyingly good.
And it puts St. Louis in a terrible spot with the rest of this league's cup. You know what I mean? Like quick 2 games and you're completely out of it. So
Yep,
Yeah.
we really got to get lucky with, how our game against Club America goes, and then
Yeah.
how Columbus versus Club America goes.
The
Yeah.
one benefit that we do have is home field advantage, but we can get into the Club America later down the line.
yeah.
So next chance, Celio does a nice little 1-2 with Ostrak along that left sideline, and he just drives past the defender after getting that through ball, and he gets all the way into the box, and it looks like he's about to either shoot or just lay off the most beautiful ball in the entire world, and he just like stumbles and falls down, and when he gets up, he tries to play the ball, and it just gets blocked. So disappointing chance.
Yeah, I felt like Celio did look relatively dangerous from time to time. He does pick his chances to dribble well and pulls a lot of them off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came to nothing.
I didn't think I would say this, but I miss Jared Stroud in this first half, at least for sure. He did come on later on, but
Yeah.
the press was absolutely lacking.
He would have brought the energy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was zero energy. It felt like from time to time we were trying to play the press, and then we would just take our foot off the gas, and nothing. There'd be no press.
Yeah.
It was I could definitely see Stroud fitting into this lineup and creating a little more chaos.
Mm-hmm.
We're so hard on Stroud too, because we're calling for his replacement with Nokvi Thorensen, but you need the press. So
yeah.
what was the next chance that we had? 27th minute.
Yeah, so this is their next goal.
Mhm.
So the ball comes into Cucho Hernandez from the right side, and he kind of like flings his foot at it and stabs at the ball, and he kind of like pops it up in the air, like kind of towards goal, but you could tell it's going to be like 20 feet to the right and over. But instead, it hits Lucas Bartlett's hand, and it's called a handball and a penalty, and Cucho sends Lunt the wrong way.
I can't really argue with the call.
Yep.
At
Certain
all.
handball.
Certain handball. Just like bad look.
Yeah, and from that chance, there was another Bartlett moment where there was a missed half-field tackle that he was sprinting back to make it back from. Yeah, it was just unfortunate. I think he does get unlucky in that specific instance.
Yeah. That's definitely not like an error necessarily. I mean, it is an error on his part, but it's not like his fault. It's just a unlucky moment. So then, I mean, that's like really all that happened in that half for the most part. There were a couple more chances. Celio had a couple shots. Alm had a shot that was blocked. I thought Alm looked really poor that first half.
I'd probably
I didn't see
agree.
a lot of them.
Yeah. I think you could tell Leuven's frustration with him from time to time, and I think Taylor Twellman even pointed it out at one point that Leuven was frustrated with him. He just like couldn't find the right passes. He did not look very good.
Yeah. I also thought that obviously I thought Bartlett was having a poor first half, and Miggy as well. I don't think he really had a good game today. Who I did think was good, this is a change of pace for me, Ostrak. I thought he was our best performer of the first half.
He brings the press.
And he was the first one subbed off. He was subbed off at halftime, which made no sense to me.
I did not understand that halftime sub. I don't think Ostrak was doing that well. I think he had a couple key moments where he made a good run, but I feel like I still see it all the time, just like dribbling into players, trying to dribble backwards into players.
I feel like he lost the ball way less this game than he had in like other games. At least like his ratio of a successful pass or dribble to like a turnover, I feel like it
had improved.
Yeah, much better in this game.
He had 92% pass accuracy in this game.
How many times he lost the ball?
Dispossessed once. So
Yeah. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
It definitely did look like he had turned it up a little bit.
Better games.
I agree.
Sure. Accurate long balls 3 for 3.
Which was why I was surprised that Carnell took him off instead of Miggy, who I thought was far less creative and wasn't really covering the space very well as like playing as a stopper.
Especially when you're down 2-0. Like when you want to do something, you're already down 3 points. Like, you're not winning the 3 points. So.
Ostrak is going to be more creative than Miggy in the game, so it is surprising to see that sub.
I would want to go more attacking, so I don't know.
Or replace an attacker such as Alm, who's been terrible. I mean, just questionable subs all around.
And I want to know if Carnell is asking Bartlett to come up and make those half-field challenges. I think because it was right after 1-0 that he started coming up past half-field. And it's like, really, we're down 1-0 in the first 15 minutes, and Bartlett is coming all the way to half to make challenges in the in the opposing team's defending half.
I really feel like it's tactical. Like, I think one center back is dedicated as like the guy who steps, and the other one is the one who stays home.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a bad strategy though.
I don't either. It just looks
you got
really
you got to
bad.
win. You got to win when the guy steps up. You got to win that challenge, because or else it's you have a man down on defense.
You're playing 3 in the back when you're supposed to have 4. It's just the line tonight just looked all over the place, and they were switching the ball back and forth so easily. There was so much space on either side. The team was so narrow.
Yeah, and we've always kind of played narrow, but I mean, just like every time they switched the field, like it would be a pinpoint ball right to the winger's foot, and he's out there hugging the sideline. He has the ball right in front of him. He has just time and space to dribble into. So. Yeah, they were really killing us, and they were just outpossessing us, too.
Outpossessing us, winning the midfield battle.
The whole game.
Darlington Nagbe, talk about a seasoned MLS veteran.
Yeah.
Like, he was cooking from
game.
time. Mm-hmm. He was like kind of an Njabolo Blom upgrade in a lot of ways. Like, just because he knows the league so well, he looked phenomenal. I don't mean to.
At age 33, he had 95% pass accuracy. 2 for 2 unsuccessful dribbles. 2 for 2 with accurate long balls. He was good. Yeah.
Also, something that I noticed: Columbus won 73% of all aerial duels in this match.
Wow! And you know who we didn't have?
Timmy
P.
Either one.
Hebert also up there in
aerial duel merchant.
Yeah.
Tim Parker is my aerial duel number 1. I feel like
over everybody in the MLS.
He is climbing over anybody at all times. So we definitely felt his absence.
So halftime, we saw the Blom in for Ostrak sub, which kind of allowed Leuven to play that 10 role, right? He kind of pushed up more.
Yeah.
So then basically Blom's first touch of the game, he passes the ball back to Lund without really looking, and Ramirez, Columbus right winger, predicted the pass and intercepted it, and he was one-on-one with Lund kind of on the goal line, and Lund comes up big with a save. He slows down the play, lets the defenders come back, and big moment there. They could have gone up 3-0 right to start the half. That would have been devastating.
The fact that City walk away from this game only 2-1 is like phenomenal. I feel like that's the only plus, is that our goal differential is only -1.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That is really huge,
because it easily could have been 4-1 by the end of this game.
Yeah, I mean we didn't. I mean it was an own goal that we scored. We probably
we really didn't deserve our.
Should have been 4-0.
Yeah.
So then another super scary moment in the 53rd minute. We thought that we had gone down 3-0. Bartlett steps and misses the ball. Story of the game. Darlington Nagbe carries the ball up and finds the left winger running down the sideline. Through ball in behind to him, and then he kind of early crosses to Ramirez, who scores. But luckily, that left winger was offsides. So
definitely offsides too. The commentators were saying it was close. I thought it was pretty obvious.
Even Cucho thought he scored it and immediately was just like close.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of begs the question. Like the whole back line just looked so bad.
I know.
And from that point on, it was like.
What'd you guys think about John Bell's performance?
I thought he was okay. I think both center backs were just so far out of position so frequently in this game. Like the way that we compact and like push one side of the field on defense, like I feel like it's really exaggerated by the center back sometimes, where we'll see both of them like pushing out to a wing.
And then just leaves the fullback home
and
alone.
we just lose a lot of coverages. Always so many coverages on the back post. There was multiple moments in this one where 2 Columbus players are just unmarked back post because we've rotated so heavily. It just
looked like there was no chem between this entire back line. So
and no one. That's the other thing, is there also didn't seem chemistry up top. Like no one could link up with Leuven very well in meaningful ways.
Alm and Adeniran both also just couldn't play a pass to save their lives.
Yeah,
neither one of them could connect.
I
think
very
Celio
creative.
was like the only attacking option who, like, him and Ostrak were the only ones who did anything for the first half, and then like Vasilev subbed on and he looked good, but I mean
it's not enough time.
Yeah,
he needed the whole game. So there was another chance that Columbus had with a Lund good save in the 58th minute, but then after that in the 61st minute we saw Gio and Aziel Jackson sub in. With Leuven and Sam Adeniran coming out. What do you guys think about those subs?
I feel like I could see Adeniran getting winded in this game, which was kind of a first, where he looked especially tired. Kind of because he was trying to take on a lot of people 1v1 and take big touches and like sprint to the ball pretty frequently.
Which is kind of his like it's worked for him in the past, and I like to see it when he did it against Colorado. Didn't work this game.
So I kind of wish he had some more energy because I thought Alm looked the one who probably should have came off, and honestly I would have been far happier with Gio starting over him in this one to be able to look back on. But
yeah.
Good subs, though. I like that substitution.
Yeah,
Bring on AZ.
I think Leuven got subbed out just because they're still managing his minutes. I think that's the only reason. He had a pretty good game, I'd say. He had some good crosses from the right side in the first half.
His vision is always incredible, and he knows how to at least try to pick people out.
It's also his presence on the field. I feel like that just
he's
makes
very
a difference.
calm on the ball. He can keep it. He can get his head up and find the open player.
And it settles the rest of the team down to see him out there.
Yeah.
So.
And he has expectations, which I feel like earlier on we were probably upset with, but ultimately I think it's a good thing to have high expectations for the squad.
Yeah. But I like to see that it was 2 attacking players on, right? So
a sensible sub, one might say.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so next big moment. I guess it wasn't that big. Cucho Hernandez had like a one-time shot outside the box that Lund was able to catch. But, just another save, keeping us in the game. And then after that, in the 71st minute, Blom had a nice little 1-2 with Aziel Jackson after winning like a loose ball in the midfield. And then Blom plays like a long through ball into Gio, who kind of runs it down, and it looks like it was overplayed. And
everybody thought it went out.
Yeah, everyone, like Aziel Jackson was just standing there like at the top of the box, like complaining to the ref or like turned around away from the ball.
I think he was asking for the ball. He was like, you should have played that ball to my feet.
Yeah. And so then Gio beats the center back to the ball, or the center back kind of tries to shield the ball out, and Gio like pokes it away from him. And he turns and he, instantly takes a touch into the middle of the box, and he kind of tries to lay it off to Aziel Jackson, it looks like, who's making a run in. But he gets like blindside, shoulder to shoulder knocked in the box, and he goes down. And I thought that was a pen for sure, but they didn't call it.
I thought Gio probably took too long to play the ball to him, and like the shoulder check from behind had already happened, and it's like unfortunately it didn't look like the timing of it was right.
I thought it was kind of soft. I know it's our own team, but I didn't really think it was a pen. I think he was hoping to make something happen,
And he's just so weak and frail and fragile too.
Yeah.
There was that one that he won against San Jose at San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
similar,
but I think he was more in control already of that, and the dude just came in from behind. So.
And he also hit him harder. Like this was it was a little soft.
It was shoulder to shoulder for sure. So then I guess next in the 77th minute there was a sub again. So Vasilev and Jared Stroud came on for Miggy and Alm. And at this point, I think we basically have our strongest 11 minus Leuven, right?
A little too late, though.
Yeah. Minus Parker, minus Yarrow, minus Watts.
A much stronger
offensive.
Yes, much stronger offensive.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I thought those subs were overdue.
Long overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, Vasilev came on and he instantly was like the best player on the field, I feel like.
What position? Was he playing the 10 at this point? It's kind of tough to tell when they come in. Like,
I think he was more like an 8.
More of an 8.
Yeah, because I mean,
AZ was probably playing the 10.
Aziel Jackson was still on.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the goal was be more attacking, so they both could have been kind of playing 10s with Blom behind him. But yeah, I mean, he came on and he looked great. He had some nice progressive passes, progressive dribbles. I really liked Vasilev.
Trying to find people's feet and not just like 5 miles over their head. We were doing a lot of dump and chase in this one. I wish there would have been a little more link up.
Yeah. The next chance, as soon as they come in, the 2 engines come in, they seem to make a difference. Give it a little spark. Vasilev corner, and Gio gets a flick on it. And at first I thought it was his goal because he it happened so fast, and then he celebrated as if he did something. I don't know. It was very clearly an own goal.
Yeah,
grazes his foot.
Barely touched it. flicks over the keeper's head. It looked nice though.
I mean,
Like,
after the LA Galaxy goal, watching it live is like you probably think Gio has
he
absolutely
probably
done
did
that.
something. Yeah, but man, we're lucky to get that goal back, and it gives you some hope. You know what I mean? It's the hope that kills you in the end of the day.
Yep.
So
I mean, that definitely like brought a lot of energy and momentum to our team. I mean, like Columbus was still possessing the ball at times, but we definitely got like 3 or 4 more chances after that, I think. And I think, honestly, our best chance of the game happened a couple minutes later in the 85th minute. Vasilev stole the ball in the midfield. He drives the ball forward and finds Stroud to his right. Stroud takes a touch and then crosses the ball into the middle to Giacchini. But the cross is like slightly deflected, which actually ends up working for Gio because he's like alone in front of the goalie, like right at the 6-yard box, and the ball is landing at his feet pretty slowly, I'd say. And he kind of like swipes at the ball and he just hits it like past the back post. And I mean, he was just so close. Like if we had the XG on that, I bet it's, at least 30-40% chance of going in. So
yeah, you'd love to see him finish that. Just pull out
just
a
a
point.
tie.
I mean, at this
That'd be
point,
wild.
Send it to PKs.
After 4 hours of delay, what time did the game finally end? Like 1 a.m. here, Central Time?
Yeah, that's true. That probably played a huge factor in this.
It's true.
I would like to think, right? Considering
Probably
the boys
sleepy.
played so badly.
Yeah.
The last place we saw that happen was Cincinnati in St. Louis. So maybe
And-
like the home field really, really helps you out in that scenario.
Yeah. Where
Happen-
you're comfortable. You get to sit in your own locker room
Yeah.
with all your staff there.
I mean, it's 4 hours.
Yeah,
of
waiting 4 hours.
Yeah.
There's only so much tactics you can talk about, and I'm sure at some point it becomes overthought, which could happen. I'm not saying it did.
Or
but
you just
it's-
lose that competitive mindset.
Yeah, you're all fired up, and
Yeah.
then you have to wait an
Yeah.
hour, and then another hour, and,
And
then
then-
another hour, and then another
the
hour.
MLS is just so odd.
I saw a tweet that said the Leagues Cup. Someone talked to a Leagues Cup official, or like not a referee, but like someone working in the stadium, and they apparently said that it was going to be so hard to reschedule that they were going to wait no matter how long it took. So it would have been interesting to see, if there was one more hour of storms, if they really would have waited another hour. Or
I'm sure they would have tried it. I definitely fell asleep at halftime. There was just
it
no
was a struggle
conceivable-
for me.
Oh my gosh! Sunday night at games not starting until 10:30. It's incredible, and it only happens here in the MLS.
Let's close out this game real quick. 90th minute, free kick from 30 yards out in the center left of the field. Nelson takes it, or fakes. Vasilev shoots straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to recreate
Leuven's
the Leuven goal.
Yeah.
'Cause he was like, I'm going back post
He was
on
like,
this.
Edu doing it, I got to try my
Yeah.
hand at it. But it just sucks because Stroud was wide open on the left
And
side.
he's yelling. He's like
Yeah.
screaming for it.
And after the
fact.
shot, he
Yeah.
looks at Carnell. He's like, why didn't I get the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe a little selfish from Vasilev, but yeah, I mean.
I like to see it, though. I want egoist moments from our players.
Definitely. But you do also think at the same time, if Leuven's on the field, Vasilev's not taking it. So, like, do you try to create something else? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, do I trust Scary Jerry to whip in a cross, or is he going to...
That's the
Is he
other
gonna-
thing.
is
I
he
like
gonna
if I'm
kick it
Vasilev,
out for a
am I
goal
going to
kick?
pass it? Am
Yeah.
I going to pass it to
Right.
Jared? Like, especially if that's going onto his left foot, like
Mhm.
that's even less trustworthy
Mhm.
than his right, who he's already inconsistent with. So, yeah. But then the next chance, like a few seconds later, Columbus is playing the ball out. They play a nice little 1-2 around Johnny Nelson.
He's left in the dust. Just like, oh my God. Like, the replay looks terrible. 'Cause he's like a mile away.
Not his best game.
No.
So there's a player streaking down the right side. Bartlett has to come across because neither Nelson nor Bell are anywhere to be found.
Nelson tries to pick up the man in the middle, but
Nowhere
doesn't
near him.
even get there yet because he's
Yeah.
so far behind.
And then the guy plays this just perfect pass right to the penalty spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who was just some Columbus forward is in there racing to get there before Nerwinski, who's coming across, and he does beat Nerwinski there, and he shoots it to the far post, and Lunt somehow miraculously dives and saves it. I
think it deflected off of Nerwinski.
Did it? Did
Yeah.
he get a touch on
Yeah,
it? Okay.
but it's still an amazing save by Lunt because it was going side net.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was a perfect shot. Lunt was basically stranded there, and he had
Mhm.
to react point blank almost because he was at the 6-yard box. So, yeah, I was impressed by him, honestly.
I was too.
The one aspect of Lunt that he just doesn't quite have is the Berkey distribution.
Oh, certainly.
Berkey's instant long ball pulls and like just quick decision making on transition, I think is super unmatched. But in terms of shot stopping ability,
It was there.
it was there.
It was there today.
The result just was not.
Yeah, last few chances here. Corner for Columbus. They take it short, and the player pops it over AZ. That was a nice, dirty little move in the corner there.
It was nice. I was sad.
And he sprints towards goal and he shoots, but Lunt another good save to keep us kind of in it, in stoppage time here.
Yeah.
Last chance of the game. Gio gets fouled 35 yards away. Vasilev curls in across to Bartlett's head, but he heads it wide. So
He had
Yep.
defenders all over him.
yeah, it was pretty much the end of the game there.
And now we never have to talk about this game ever again.
Yeah.
Columbus did what they did best. They had 65% possession to our 35.
Yep. And
So
normally we like games like that, but they outplayed us.
They
had
Played
19
around our press.
19 total shots. Yeah.
Hats off to the Columbus Crew coach. Absolutely killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Wilfred Nancy. And I think he's been in charge of the Crew for a while. It's just, again, the Eastern Conference is so packed, and I feel like Inter Miami might actually be good now. Like, the Western Conference, I feel like, is so much weaker than the East. Like, I feel like the East is, like, really top-heavy.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting, especially with the new team coming in San Diego in 2025. Like, at this point, I don't know that I would want to move to the East.
Are we going to, though?
I think there's a couple.
San Diego's coming into the West, so we would go to the East, I think.
Well, it's either us or I think they were talking about Minnesota. There's a couple clubs that are on the cusp of being moved to the East, so it would be kind of up in the air.
I feel like it makes sense for us
Yeah.
to go.
It would,
Yeah.
but
But we don't want that.
right, the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
is
Unless
kind
we
of
want to
easy.
challenge ourselves.
Well, second year in the league, I think we'll have a better feel for things. So
Guarantee to bring Messi to City Park. W.
yeah. Well,
Was his goal scripted?
it kind of felt that way. And was that a foul?
I don't think that was
I
a
don't
foul.
think it was a foul either.
I think it was probably a foul.
I mean, he did kind of get sandwiched. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I think the guy who stepped in front of him got the ball, though, before he got Messi. I don't think he touched Messi.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Messi's a seasoned player. He knows if he goes down there,
yeah.
he's gonna get the call because he's
And
the new boy in
honestly,
the MLS.
when
the
they-
92nd minute.
When they equalized, I was watching with Mickey. He can vouch for this. But when Cruz Azul equalized, I was like, it's just part of the script so that Messi can come on and score a last-minute winner or assist a last-minute winner. And that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Maybe it was just written in the stars. Who knows?
That would be very Messi-esque. I mean, the man's going to score goals.
Anyway, moving on. I mean, we have our work cut out for us in City Park on Thursday
At
9 p.m. late game.
We all have tickets, and we also all have work the next day. Well, not all of
Not
us.
all of us.
Not me after tomorrow.
You can call off.
I'm calling off.
All right.
Yeah. So we're up against it with the formidable Liga MX team in Club America. They constantly compete for the Liga MX championship. They split their leagues into two competitions. Clausura. I should do this the opposite way. It's Apertura and Clausura, like opening
Open,
and
close.
closing. They play each of the 17 other teams once, and whoever ends up on top is the winner of each tournament, basically. So currently it is we're a little bit too early in the 2023-2024 Apertura season. They've only played 2 games. Yeah, Club America's only played 2 games, and they lost their first one to Juarez, and then they won their second game against Puebla. So not a whole lot.
Tells us nothing.
Yeah, not a whole lot to draw from, but it's just been one of the most iconic Mexican League teams throughout history.
It's
they
true.
compete in El Super Clásico, so against what is the name? I'm blanking. Guadalajara. There
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
And Guadalajara once had a U.S. Like an MLS team under the guise of Chivas USA, and so they competed against the MLS. They were technically the 11th MLS club to ever be created. Was Chivas USA. So, I mean, there's a lot of history in the Mexican League, and getting to play against Club America is very exciting.
At City Park, I know Taylor Twellman, he was mentioning last night, he was saying how the attendance and the crowd at City Park on Thursday is going to dictate if the U.S. men's national team will get games in St. Louis against Mexico for qualifiers in various tournaments. And I guess the other announcer, he took the over that there would be more Club America players at City Park.
Fans.
Yeah.
More fans.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I disagree with that take, by the way. I think more St. Louis City fans.
The club, I'm pretty sure, had to recently list the Club America away section tickets. I don't know if like Club America fans are going to come to the game and like sit wherever in the stadium, or if because the supporter section, the club ultimately listed because no Club America supporters were buying the tickets.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. That happened, I think, last week.
Oh. So then this might be just it might be a real home game.
Yeah.
Or they just sit wherever in the stadium.
Yeah. Generally, like Club America travels pretty well, and we have a vibrant Hispanic population here. So we'll see. It'll be interesting what the vibes are in City Park on Thursday.
Yeah, I would expect to definitely see some Club America jerseys scattered around the stadium.
Yeah,
but
it's an absolute must-win for City. I think
Yes.
A draw, you have some hope, but
It's really just letting it be decided in the other game, right?
Yeah.
Against Club America and Columbus.
yeah.
If we tie.
don't we get the benefit of, doesn't Club America play Columbus before they play us?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I-
It seems
would
like
be
a pretty
surprised.
quick turnaround.
Yeah, I'd be surprised by that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're not playing in the Azteca, which is where they play, especially if they could fill that up.
That would be
Oh
a
my
severe
gosh.
disadvantage for us.
We do not play the best. We've had our moments on the road, but
Estadio Azteca would be a nightmare scenario for St. Louis City.
Man.
Talk about an overwhelming ratio of Club America fans.
Yeah.
There would be very little St.
That
Louis
is something
support.
that I think is kind of unfair to the
For the
Mexican
Leagues Cup?
teams.
Yeah, I agree.
In the Leagues Cup, it's all played in U.S. and Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah, I saw a
CONCACAF.
video of some players on a Mexican team like sleeping in the airport, which is like
Wild.
Is that before a game?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That
Wild.
sucks.
Yeah, I think I saw they got stuck in like Vancouver or something.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got stuck in Canada. I will say the Mexican League teams are kind of all over the place. There was one Leagues Cup game that went down last night versus New York City FC.
Oh my gosh.
And well, the Mexican team that they had some choice words about the VAR officiating. in
Oh
this
my
game.
God, that tweet was the most unhinged thing I've ever seen on. I mean, the internet is an unhinged place. But
Atlas.
Yeah.
They were talking about Hitler's Ministry of Information and how
Goebbels.
how Twitter was
They
really
quoted him. They quoted Goebbels, the minister, like Hitler's right hand
Goebbels,
man.
Yeah.
It's like what a PR nightmare. I mean, but I don't know that it really was going to affect them all that much. And maybe that's part of the reason why CONCACAF decided on only having NA and Canada teams, USA and Canada teams.
I don't know. They compared him to the VAR official to Joseph Goebbels.
Yeah, they're
Like,
like,
that is
lie. If you
just
keep lying, then a bigger lie will remain or something. I forget
Yeah.
what it is.
Which, and ultimately they got the call. Like, it was deemed offsides, and people were like, how is this offsides? They got the call, and they still felt the need to tweet some pretty interesting stuff. But hey, I'm a Twitter admin, and sometimes you tweet things that you don't really mean. So maybe I can level with them.
Sometimes in the heat of the moment, I would hope that First Touch Media's admin would never take it that far.
Yeah,
How many
but-
tweets have you had to delete?
only one. So I'm in pretty good. Oh well, I think that one's
Did it
still up.
reference Nazis?
No, it did not, and I think
Okay.
that one's probably still up for Atlas as well.
Mm.
So it's interesting stuff. Liga.
Yeah, I don't know
MX.
too much about Club America's squad, but I do know they have Zendejas, the Mexican American who committed to the U.S., and then they also have Jonathan Dos Santos, who I believe he was the guy who scored. You know that iconic goal Mexico versus the U.S. where, like, I'm pretty sure it's Dos Santos. He like dribbles backwards in the box. He like beats like 4 players, and then he chips
It's a
Tim
deep
Howard.
chip. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's like a defender on the goal line who tries to jump and head it,
But it was
and
so
he can't.
perfectly
Yeah.
placed that he
Yep.
couldn't get there.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure that was him.
I
who
think you
scored
might be
that.
right. Yeah.
Mm.
That's exciting. And yeah, Club America has had the likes of Guillermo Ochoa, Raul Jimenez, who's still in the Premier League today. So, I mean, it's just an overall really cool historic club, and it means a lot that they're coming here in St. Louis's first season. It's pretty sweet.
Hopefully
Yeah.
we beat the snot out of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if we
That would be a
mentioned
W.
they got second in the Clausura tournament in 2022, 2023. So, yeah, I think we're up against it. I think we really are. There's they got a few players on here. Leonardo Suarez from Argentina. He's their forward. He's got 2 goals already. Julian Quinones from Colombia. He's got an assist and a goal already. So Diego Valdez from Chile. He's got an assist on the books. Kevin Alvarez from Mexico. He's got a goal. Brian Rodriguez from Uruguay. He's got an assist. 2 games in, so they're putting up points.
Do you think, from the gateway to hell perspective, that you want to do more Spanish chants or less Spanish chants?
I think that our gateway to hell is nothing compared to the atmosphere in the Azteca. That is what I
Yeah.
think. I think that no matter what we do, they're gonna be like, okay, cool. Let's just keep playing.
It's at least going to be loud in there. Like,
Yeah.
true.
the Azteca is
Maybe not as loud as the Azteca.
How many
Yeah.
people can fit in that stadium? Like 70,000.
I would
think
get, it's huge. It is massive.
It might be
I'll look
more.
that up.
It might be more than 70,000, but we got 22,000,
Yeah, I guess their home stadium probably.
and they got
clears.
like flares and like I don't know.
It is
man.
83,264, and when that place is full, it is rocking.
I wonder if they fill up that for Club America games. You would
I
think
imagine
so.
for El Super Clásico they do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean they definitely fill it up for Mexican national team games.
yeah.
yeah.
Whenever we have to go play there, it is scary. Yeah.
The
man.
Latin America atmosphere is kind of far and beyond a lot of what the MLS like. St. Louis does have an incredible atmosphere when you compare it to the MLS.
Mhm.
But yeah, bringing someone in from Liga MX is like
It's true.
they know what's up about atmosphere.
Yeah. And I mean, when the US plays Mexico and like Las Vegas and like Ohio,
In
like,
Vegas, it was mostly Mexican.
it's mostly
fans.
Mexican
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
So like
Ohio, we do like.
I think we
Americans
do
are
pretty
mostly
well,
there.
but it's still
Yeah.
like it's not like dominant showing by American fans. Like it's pretty
I don't think they've
close.
won in Ohio. Mexico hasn't won in Ohio. Let me fact check that.
That must be why we keep playing there.
Well, I think that the Tide
That's why they mentioned
the
like
most white
how-
people
how does
to
it look like in city? You know,
But that's how it's always been. Like, I think soccer and football in this country has kind of always been Latin inspired, and like, yeah, some cities are starting to come around on it, but ultimately, like, it's always
True.
been the biggest in Latino communities.
Since playing its first World Cup qualifying match in Columbus, Ohio in 2000, the U.S. men's national team is 8-1-2, including 4 memorable 2-0 victories over Mexico. So that's why we do it. It's our fortress. I would like St. Louis to be that spot, though.
It's
So-
like
That'd be cool.
Estadio Azteca, but Ohio is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think? What's your score prediction for Thursday? We're all going to be there. I'm so excited for this game, honestly. I think the energy is going to be high.
Hopefully
Better roll out a strong
11.
lineup. Yeah. I want to see Akil Watts start.
Yep. Kyle Hebert start.
Kyle Hebert definitely needs to
Yarrow.
start.
Yarrow
Berkey.
start. Berkey start. Blom start. Vasilev start.
AZ
Leuven
Jackson
start.
start.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a great point.
I think Celio deserves to start after this past game over Ulm. If we do a 4-4-2, I'd like to see maybe Celio up there.
I feel like I want to bring Gio back. I feel like Gio should
I forgot about him.
Gio should definitely start.
Do
in
we
this
go
game.
with a 4-4-2? I want to hear your formation and what your prediction for the game is.
Man, Adeniran sure did his best to play his way out of the starting 11. That's all I got to say.
It just was not working. His thing was not working.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm sure Carnell will do some scouting on how, the defense of Club America likes to play.
Mm-hmm.
If they're big, fast, strong center backs, then maybe Adeniran does get the nod. But, if they're maybe slower, weaker, smaller, maybe Gio. I don't know. It kind of depends.
I think I would like to see 4-2-3-1. I think it's typically been what's worked best for us in the past.
I agree.
And I just want to see more width from our actual offensive players. Leuven, Blom, I don't know who to put at the 10. It's so difficult for me to choose between AZ and Vasilev because, I want to give Vasilev the opportunity to come back and start in, a strong lineup at the 10 because he hasn't had it in quite a while, like a starting spot there.
I think the strongest move we could make was play a 4-2-3-1 with Leuven and Blom in the double pivot in the middle, and then you throw AZ in the middle at the 10, and you throw Vasilev out on the left side. Oh, you went on the right?
Yeah,
so he could cut in.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
I would be very, very,
and then
very
Celio
down.
on the
Celio
left.
on the
very,
left.
very, very
I
down.
think that's a dirty
Geo
lineup
striker.
right there.
Okay, all right. Carnell.
You heard it here. Make that happen.
Please.
That would be an absolutely
But what about
A1
Stroud?
lineup.
Stroud comes in later.
Stroud will start.
It would be Stroud over Celio.
Yeah, certainly. But I'm not mad at Celio
I would take
coming
that.
in. I'm not mad at Celio coming in off the bench.
If the rest of the lineup stays the same, I will take Stroud on the left wing. I'd be happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to bring the atmosphere. So many of the First Touch members are going to be there this Thursday. I'm excited.
We're getting rowdy. What do you guys think the score prediction is for Thursday?
I'm going to say a close 2-1 victory.
2-1 us.
2-1 St. Louis.
I think 1-1 goes to penalties. We win in penalties.
I think it's a 3-1 loss. I'm just not feeling good about this game.
Okay,
against
Mr. Rain Clouds.
Okay, Mr. Debbie Downer.
I haven't predicted a loss on this pod yet, and I can feel it, man.
I mean, they're going to come here and they're going to play football the best they know how.
This is one of Mexico's best.
It's going to be hard to
teams
rattle them
of all time.
Yeah, historical
it's like
best.
Imagine the Real Madrid or Barcelona coming here. Real Madrid or Barcelona of Mexico. It's just, I don't know. It feels a little bit out of hand.
Anything's doable at City Park.
It's true.
And hopefully they're all jet lagged and tired from sleeping on their
in the airport
chairs, airport benches where they're not allowed to lay down. Hopefully that happens.
Well, I don't know. You guys got anything else?
I don't think I do. Bring it on, Club America. Vamos.
Are we going to be outside the stadium prior to this one?
We might.
Maybe do a few.
Probably.
We might see what you guys want to know on Twitter. If we find some Club America fans, what we should ask them. So maybe we'll defer to you lovely folks at home.
I'll put that in the poll for this episode. So let us know what you want us to ask visiting fans whenever they show up on Thursday. We hope to see you there.
See you there, folks. Thanks for tapping in. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.